about a man named Jed, a poor mountaineer, barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude oil, that is, black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. Said, California is the place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is, swimming pools, movie stars.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
Will be ready in a minute, Ellie. What you got there?
Nothing, thanks to Jethro. I just found out that old Gobblejaws ate this whole stalk of Bessie's bananas.
I hope he didn't leave any of the peels around for folks to slip on.
No, ma'am.
Good.
He ate them, too.
There's one nice thing about Jethro's eating. Very little waste.
That's sure upset. He's got that monkey biting all 4 sets of fingernails.
Well, he'll be out of her hair and bananas directly.
How come?
Your pa's setting Jethro up in business.
Oh, fooling. What kind of business?
I don't know yet. He and Jethro's out front right now, talking heart to stomach.
Sit down, I'll tell you what I want to talk about.
But Jed, can't this wait till after Vittles? I'm starving. I ain't had nothing to eat since breakfast but a few bananas.
Wait, boy, this is important. Jethro, the time has come in life when you and I ought to sit down and discuss...
Uncle Jed, you ain't gonna lecture me about the birds and the bees, are you? I'm a sophisticated international playboy. I know all about that stuff.
Well, what I had in mind was...
Forget it, Uncle Jed. You can't tell me nothing about the facts of life.
Well, that's comforting.
Yeah, I'm what you call a swinger. For instance, you know how I used to think that babies come from under cabbage leaves?
Yeah, I remember.
Well, they don't.
They don't?
No. That's just a story they tell little kids. How they really get here is where the birds and the bees come in. You see, there's this great big bird called a stork. Don't stop me now. At your age, you ought to be hearing this. Anyways, this stork swoops down and picks the babies up by the diapers and then slides them off the end of their beaks down folks' chimneys.
They do.
But that's the bird's part. I ain't quite figured out where the bees fit in.
Jethro, I sat down here wanting to talk about you going into the business world. Now, I ain't even sure you ought to be let out of the house.
Couldn't we save this talk till after Vittles? There's a smell of perfume in the air. Granny's cooking chicken fried fatback.
Oh, I know you're hungry, but it's time you was starting to find your way toward your life's goal.
Don't worry, Uncle Jed. I can smell my way to the kitchen.
Knowing how Jethro eats hot rolls, this don't seem to be enough for 4 of us.
Them is for you and me and your pa. Jethro's rolls is in the oven. Wow! I used to spend all morning baking 3 dozen rolls for Jethro. Then he come up with the idea of only making 2. Bite-sized.
Wish I had a 6th grade education. Now, he must be what you call an intellectual.
Just hope he makes a good businessman.
Well, he told me when you're as smart as he is, you're to the world to teach.
He don't know what he wants to be. One day it's a Supreme Court justice, the next day it's a soda jerk.
Well, he gets him notions from them kind books he's always a-reading.
Well, as of today, there ain't gonna be no more of that. He is through leading the life of a scholar.
My very own business, huh?
That's right. Just decide what you want to be.
Well, let's see. I've always had a bent for brain surgeon. Uncle Jed, couldn't we talk about this some other time when I ain't starving?
There ain't that much time in life, boy. Concentrate. Look inside yourself. What do you see?
Nothing. I'm as empty as last year's bird's nest.
Jethro, you're choosing your life's work once and for all. Now, get food off your mind for a minute.
All right, Uncle Jed. I got food off my mind, and I done decided on my life's calling.
Good.
I'm gonna be a fry cook.
Right.
Yeah, in my own restaurant. Oh, please, Uncle Jed, you gotta admit, ain't many folks know more about food than me.
Well, I grant you, there ain't many of them as that more of us.
I hope you two are through with your talk. 'Cause, victuals is, ready! Well, these ways he ain't a finicky eater.
Be easier on that door if he was. That's the third set of hinges he's going through this week.
Just hope my pots and pans hold out till he starts to work.
Well, it'll be pretty soon now. He wants to open a restaurant.
You mean serve victuals for money?
Oh, he ought to do all right, as long as he can stay ahead of his biggest competitor,
What's that?
his stomach.
Speaking of that, we better hurry out to the kitchen whilst there's still some food left. Come on, Jed.
Sure was scrumptious, Granny. Good-sized portions for a change. But what are you all gonna eat?
You mean Ellie left you in there with all the victuals?
Yes, ma'am.
There goes your dinner, Jed. I suppose you cleaned off the whole table.
No, ma'am.
You mean you left something?
The dirty dishes. Dishwashing's your job, Granny. You ain't gonna catch me doing woman's work.
I'll catch you up by the head. Jed, don't waste another minute. Find that boy a restaurant.
I'm going to talk to Mr. Drysdale.
And do me a favor. Start looking out around Kansas City.
Buddy.
Howdy, Miss Jane, Mr. Drysdale. How you feeling?
Don't ask.
You're looking awful sporty. I'm gonna fetch you up a great big dollop of catfish liver oil.
No, Granny, absolutely not. May I just have a glass of water?
You betcha, right away. Back in a jiffy.
Mr. Clampett, you wanted to talk about buying a restaurant for Jethro?
Yeah, but if you ain't feeling good, I can handle it myself. We ain't planning to spend that much money.
Really?
Oh, shucks, no. I'm $200,000 at the outside. Might have that much on me.
Where's Granny? Mr. Clampett, you shouldn't be carrying around that much money in your pocket.
Well, I tried putting it in my boot, but it made me walk lopsided.
Mr. Clampett, you stand to lose your entire investment buying a business for that big Jethro.
Well, I got it to lose. Besides, he's more or less got to be his own boss. I don't know anybody else that hire him.
I know of a slightly less expensive venture that Jethro would excel in.
Yeah, what's that?
Well, it's a profession that's crying out for new faces. He'd be self-employed, outdoors a lot, and wear a fancy uniform.
That sounds like something he'd like.
He'd be a wonderful organ grinder.
Oh, I don't know. He ain't never showed a whole heap of interest in the field.
Well, it's much cheaper than starting a restaurant, and you already have the monkey.
I hear that. Bessie ain't gonna work with Jethro less than he's on the leash, and she cranks the organ.
Forget it, Ellie. Granny ain't gonna want him hanging around street corners all day nohow.
Besides, he said she's gonna be a fry cook.
I know. Have him to come down.
Yes, sir, Pop.
I'm sorry I took so long. I couldn't find a glass.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That put the blood back in your cheeks. Forced a little into your eyeballs, too.
There's supposed to be water in here.
There is. Drop or two, but it's mostly rheumatism medicine. Well, you said I could keep a little around the house for medicinal purposes.
What do you call a little?
No more than a gallon or two.
Miss Jane is looking for you. Now you go find her and then get rid of all that rheumatism medicine.
Just her and me? Why, 2 gallons is enough for a whole barn dam.
Hey! Take a look at what fry cook does. The apron was my own idea.
Jethro, you really ought to try grinding a hurdy-gurdy.
Oh, don't worry, Mr. Drysdale. When I get my restaurant, I was going to make every kind of unusual sandwich there is. A hurdy-gurdy, peanut butter and jelly.
The boy's got his heart set on cooking, sort of combining business and pleasure.
Well, I'll see what eating establishments are currently for sale.
I was gonna make mine world famous. And next to my cooking, Granny's is gonna taste like day-old sawdust.
Glad to see you got a hat big enough to take care of your swelled head.
I'm sorry, Uncle Jed. Kind of got carried away by my fancy uniform.
I couldn't find Granny anywhere. Oh, why, Jethro, you look as though you just stepped off a can of corned beef hash.
Shucks, Miss Jane, thank you. Like they say, clothes makes the fry cook.
Come on, Miss Hathaway. We're buying a restaurant for Jethro. Goodbye, Mr. Clampett.
Bye.
May I have a sip of your water?
Of course not. You're driving.
I'll take the glass. Oh, and I thought of a name for my restaurant. I'm gonna call it the Happy Gizzard. Bye, Miss Jane. Miss Drysdale. Uncle Jed, where's Granny and Ellie? I want to show them the new restaurant Mr. Drysdale got me.
I'll hurry him along. Where's the rest of your chef's outfit?
Got it in here. Didn't want to get it smudged.
Granny said she'd be right out. She had to bring something from the kitchen. Here she comes now.
Granny, where are you going with all that stuff? Mr. Drysdale said my restaurant was fully equipped. Besides, even if it wasn't, he said it's right at Restaurant Row. I sure don't want to show up there with a bunch of beat-up old junk like that.
All right, let's go. But when you are in desperate need of a buzzard egg cooker, don't come crawling to me.
Granny, Mr. Drysdale said the restaurant already has everything they need. Besides, in a city the size of Beverly Hills, they almost got to have a buzzard egg cooker.
Everything but a cook.
That's me. I'm a first-class, full-fledged fry cook.
Cook. Ha! The one time you tried to fricassee a chicken, you left the feathers on it.
Yeah, Granny. As I recall, them feathers was the tastiest part of the meal.
That ain't gonna happen again. Because I got me the biggest, fattest cookbook I could find.
Yeah, and I've been looking at you, big dog, and it's all rotten French.
Of course it is, stupid. All the great cooks of the world is French.
That done it now. You're going too far. I'm sorry I clobbered you, Jethro. You're part of my family, and I love you. From now on, I'm going to protect you from pain and see that nothing hurts you.
Oh, come on, Granny. Will you knock off the mush?
I'll knock you.
Look at there. Maybe that's your restaurant, Jethro.
Wow! I bet it is. Oh, that ain't it. My number's 1836.
Yonder might be it.
Oh, that ain't it neither. There's a beauty. Oh, that ain't it.
How about that one?
No, I'm gonna pull down this side street and turn around. Hey, will you take a look at that dump? I've seen better-looking chicken coops.
Boy.
That place wouldn't make decent-looking firewood.
Boy, that's your restaurant.
I bet it's plumb elegant inside.
Gee, they've seen it. They're coming back. Please tell Jethro you made a mistake, that you'll find him something better.
Are you kidding? How many restaurants in this town rent for $35 a month?
Howdy, Miss Jane, Mr. Drysdale.
Come in. Oh, I know you're gonna love this place. I'm just nuts about it.
That explains it. A body would have to have a bend in the brain to buy this dump.
Hurt his feelings.
This place has got everything. Oh, electric light, running water, things even a griddle. Hey, look at this, it's all ready to go.
It is?
Yeah, there's almost half an inch of grease on it.
All right, Jethro, the rest is up to you. You've got a beautiful little spot here loaded with atmosphere. Goodbye, Mr. Clampett, Granny. Oh, no need to thank me. It's been my pleasure. Bye-bye.
Don't say nothing to Jethro, but this place ain't worth no $200,000.
Beverly Hills property comes high, but it does seem for that kind of money they ought to throw it in glass for the window.
Probably that newfangled air conditioning that folks out here's always bragging about.
Boy, Paul, this restaurant sure had a strange-sounding name before. Look at this sign I found outside.
Jethro ought to have his restaurant all stocked up and open for business.
Yeah, it didn't take long cleaning it with all of us pitching in.
I bet your Granny's happy not having him here for meals no more. What's for supper, Granny?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I forgot how to fix for 3 people. I'm used to having just...
Yeah, you get used to it again.
I don't even want to. There's no challenge.
What you mean, Granny?
Well, with Jethro here, every mealtime was a kind of a test for myself. To see if I could cook enough to fill that bottomless pit of his. I never made it. But it was always something to shoot for. I miss him, Jed. I miss him setting up to the table and wolfing down his dinner in 30 seconds flat.
He was fast, all right. Fastest I ever seen.
I miss the sound of them big white teeth of his gnashing together, grinding up bones and gristle, anything. Didn't matter.
I liked it best when he had corn on the cob.
Ain't often you meet a fella who eats it cobs and all.
What I'd give to see his knife and fork clanking together again, the sparks flying in every direction.
He did bring excitement to mealtime.
Didn't matter how you cook things, raw or burnt to a crisp. It was all the same to him.
I believe I can say about Jethro Bodine, he never met a meal he didn't like.
Let's go see him, Jed.
Yeah, Pa.
Well, he's got the truck, and it's pretty near 10 miles down to his restaurant.
Short walk is good for the circulation. Come on.
I wanted him to go it alone for a spell, but I'm beginning to miss him myself.
I'll just get a few things together in case he needs them.
Well, now, let's stay out of his way. He's probably got his hands full taking care of paying customers.
Gee whiz, where is everybody? 4 hours without a customer. What could I have done wrong? Got the location, a snappy name, new glass in the windows, plenty of victuals, hot griddle. How can they stay away? Hot dog, my first customer. Hi, and welcome to the Happy Gizzard, also known as the Chitlin Club.
I'd like to use your telephone.
Have you a reservation?
Huh?
Oh, that's all right. I'm the owner. I think I can find you a stool. Here, and get ready for some good eating.
Look, Duncan Hines, I just want to use your telephone.
Oh, okay, but first you got to order something.
I'm not hungry.
Wait till you see the menu. What do you say now?
Like a 6th grader did it.
Thank you. But the menus is only the beginning. I can cook anything, strange or exotic. The sky's the limit. How about a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich?
Okay, I'll have one of those.
Coming up. See, I got me a French cookbook. Wouldn't you just as soon have a hamburger?
Okay, a hamburger.
Gotcha. My griddle's all hot. What would you like on that, beautiful? I wouldn't laugh. There's a lot of danger in this line of work. That's the 3rd time I've done that today. My hand ought to be medium rare by now.
Hey, look, where's your phone?
Oh, hold on. I'll get your hamburger. Have a glass of water while you're waiting. I gotta find something small enough to plug up the pipe.
How about your brain?
I got it, a carrot. Oh, one burger coming up. Let's see, I need onion. Where are the onions? The onions. There the rascals are. I'll get them.
Hey, genius, watch where you're stepping.
Don't worry, ma'am. I'm as sure-footed as a mountain goat. Doggone, my best hair. My soul's done been fried to a crisp. Didn't do my foot a whole lot of good neither. You wait right there now. I'm gonna get them rascals.
And all of your marbles. I'm getting out of here.
Oh, wait! You can make your phone call now, and I'll cook your hamburger for you when you're finished.
All right. Where is the phone?
Get on the truck.
Truck! I want to use your phone.
You can, but I gotta drive you up to my Uncle Jed's. I ain't got one here.
Oh! Forget it.
Gone.
What's the glass doing on the floor?
My windows got broke, and so did my spirit. Streetcar conducting's looking good to me right now.
Now, take it easy. Everybody has to fall a time or two before they take the first step. I will grant you, you appear to have stumbled more than most.
I don't even feel like cooking for nobody now. I don't even feel like eating.
That is serious. It was a good thing we decided to happen by.
Hi, Granny, Ellie.
We were just in the neighborhood, and we decided to look in on you.
He walked all the way down here, wouldn't let us help her carry a thing.
What are you doing with all that stuff?
Hey, you never know when you're going to find a little cooking to do. And I'd hate to be caught without my own tools.
You can relax, Jethro. She even brung along a buzzard egg cooker.
Well, now it's time to say goodbye to Jed and all his kin. They would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Hillbilly, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Y'all come back now. Here?
This has been a Filmways presentation.
Viacom. The